Please welcome Collin Vine, Colony.
A question. What does the future of work look like? We're Colony, we're building the platform for internet organizations, and I want to tell you guys about the future of work and about how we're going after what is a $300 billion a year market that's growing. First, the state of work. Work used to be about full-time jobs with benefits, safe, secure, stable. Now, gig to gig, project to project, Uber ride to Uber ride. And it's a pretty big market. For example, online outsourcing is $300 billion a year. 4.4 of that comes from online freelance platforms like Upwork. In the US alone, there's 54 million registered freelancers. The second figure, by the way, is expected to grow to 20 billion by 2020. The gig economy is everything we entitled millennials were looking for. Freedom, flexibility, passion projects. It's perfect. Except it actually kind of sucks. There's no guaranteed work, so you're always on the hunt for more. There's no benefits, there's no ownership in the things that you're working on, and it's generally a race to the bottom on these types of platforms. For companies as well, it's not very good. It's transactional in nature, so you're not getting the benefit of longer-term relationships. It's slow, and there is no good way to manage a group of contributors. So if the gig economy is not the answer, what is? Colony. Imagine a world those 54 million freelancers or anyone can create or contribute to projects online together, and their contributions give them a stake in that project in direct proportion to the work that they do. It's like open source, but with a business model. And I truly think that every company should have their own Colony hub, a place that allows them to open their organization up a little bit to a network of trusted contributors so that they can get access to skills and experience of a global workforce. And I don't think that's too crazy. They're already looking externally for help. Consulting market, they're doing incentive challenges to be more innovative. They're testing new organizational models like holacracy to try to get more done internally. This is just better. So what does it work? Anyone can create and contribute to a colony that's open within the network. The work that you do earns you reputation points. The more rep that you have, the more say that you have within that organization. It's a direct meritocracy. For companies, it's really easy too. Create your own Colony hub, add in your network of contributors or pull in people from the marketplace, push work out to them. The work gets done. Once it's approved, payments handled, it's all managed under one roof. This is part of a larger global marketplace. We can connect talent and opportunities based on skills and experience. Under the hood, this is where the power comes in, is the Colony governance protocol. Now this is the network of Ethereum-based smart contracts, which have rules for things like voting, share distribution, reputation and performance management, and remuneration. This piece will be entirely open source. So you can think of it like Git and GitHub. The Colony governance protocol, Git, the Colony platform, GitHub. This is what it looks like. If you've used project management tools like Asana or Trello, this will be familiar. It's clean, it's simple, it's intuitive. It's just more powerful because it runs on the governance protocol. The business model, 10% of all the transactions that happen within the network. And to put that in perspective, Upwork alone did 1 billion last year. It's expected to grow to 10 billion by 2021. And keep in mind that all the users, the freelancers, are not interacting or transacting amongst one another. On Colony, they will. To go to market, our beachhead is digital agencies. They have a core team of employees. They're working with a network of contributors, not employees, and they're taking on client work, and they're looking to increase the size of that, more client work, more contributors, and a way to manage that whole process. So we're talking to them about using Colony to get into this market. Why yes? I've been in this space before. I co-founded the company Zirtual. We grew that to over 450 people across the US, an entirely remote team. We've been in the gig economy, the 1099 economy space. I'm taking what I learned from that and applying it to what I think is a bigger market, a more important problem at the right time. We have 4 developers, 1 person working in R&D on the governance protocol. We are going to own this future of workspace. And I think it just comes down to this. Do you believe that the future of work is changing? Do you believe that the future of work looks a little bit more open, a little bit more collaborative, a little bit more decentralized? If you do, choose Colony. Thank you.
Awesome job. Love the presentation and the model. How do you rack up points if you're contributing to a particular project? How does that work?
You can assign bounties to all the work that's going on, project-based, task-based. Whoever is doing it earns that bounty. So whatever the total amount of tokens that are within a project, your ownership will be the amount that you have of that project. So it's work-based.
So if I do half the work, I get half the loot?
There will generally be somebody who's the responsible party, the owner of a task. You can do subtasks. And so if you're kind of now that budget holder for that, you can allocate that to other people within it.
Any other
Great
questions?
presentation. Question, what do you think the industries that'll take off at this first are? Like what product segments?
I think we're seeing two interesting use cases. So we talked about the digital agencies, and we did a beta intake form to find out what people are wanting to use Colony for. So this is one of the use cases. This is more the future work. They're not even very aware that it's on the blockchain, but they want a way to open up their network without bringing on people as employees because it doesn't make sense for where they're at. And they're looking for a way to do that. That's kind of like the step forward towards the future of work. We're also looking at these other models that are more like open source projects, and they're finding a way to manage that. So an example here is this organization called Barloop. Group of people formed on Reddit trying to solve the Hyperloop. They're in the SpaceX Hyperloop. They made it to the final stages. They've gone from anywhere from 150 to 450 contributors. And so we're talking to them about how do they actually organize, how do they manage it, how are they assigning contribution to the people that are working, how do they know who is not doing work, and how do they even trust people within an organization like that? So that this is I think represents another example or use case of how people would use this.
So like healthcare benefits, retirement accounts, how is that represented in this model, or is it?
What I'd imagine is that this is something that can be a part of the Colony platform. It's not what we're immediately going after in terms of our solution now. We would like this to be a network that other things can be built into it. So if you want to start an organization and that you want to have these incentives to work on your organization be these benefits, that is something that we would like to see partnerships with to empower, to make our platform more powerful. But it's not our immediately how we're entering the market.
One more quick question.
So that would be a lead gen business for you in benefits. But on the customer acquisition side, what's it cost, do you think, to acquire members? And where,
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, so we're pre-product for revenue. I don't exactly know, but I think we'll see growth similar to how GitHub did it, is that as soon as you start a Colony, the next logical thing that you're going to do is invite the people that you want to contribute with, whether you are that representation of a digital agency, whether you're Barloop. Barloop's interesting because they have hundreds of contributors. So we expect to see our user base grow. So that the more people who are starting colonies, so too does our user base increase through that. That's how we want to start. And I think it's a matter of going in with that hypothesis and seeing how that plays out as we continue to develop. I hope it's as successful as what GitHub was able to do with their go-to-market strategy and how they grew. But I think it'll be about queuing up what our hypotheses are, testing them out, and seeing how they unfold. And if that doesn't play out like we expect, we obviously will come up with other solutions.
Thank you, Colin.
Thank you.